And we're live.
Oh, that was a wasn't expecting that one. I was still looking at his beard.
Good to see you guys.
We were having an episode of Green Room, and now we're ready to engage the audience. Thousands of people watching on the replay. Welcome, everybody live. Good to see you here. This is V3 of Game Theory Gang. We're way past the testnet for this show. And
yes, we are. Ooh, we got lots of cool stuff to talk about today, don't we?
I think there is more cool stuff to talk about this week than any other week I've ever done a show.
Yeah, I mean, there's more accumulated awesome stuff to talk about, so we can talk about anything. You want to talk about the calculator just came out today for sacrifice balances just like 10 minutes ago. So if people are here, Richard tweeted that out, I believe, at least in Telegram he did. So you can actually go and check your sacrifice balances and see if they're legit and correct. Mine were. I was pretty happy about that. You know, it sucks if like you're one of the few who's like, why is my balance wrong? I have to do special work to fix it.
I've already had people DMing me that they've got incorrect balances and missing coins, and man, that's a bummer.
Most people, I think, they saw like the wrong contract in Testnet, they used the wrong one, and then that had that old set of numbers, and so they were like way off. But hopefully, I think they've done a lot of different stuff for finding the right numbers with this calculator, because in the one chat they were talking about all these updates to the calculator they were doing, and mine looks really good. I'm really happy with that it showed up. It's like we're so close to mainnet. Like if this is like finished and like nobody complains about the numbers, we just have like the DAO, which Richard keeps neglecting to talk about. He's like, oh, what do we have left? He never says the DAO. But we need to see that. What's the other thing other than balances? Because we kind of are doing that right now. There's that one other thing, right? Oh, V3 liquidity, maybe, if we decide to do that.
I think that might be worth waiting a couple weeks for.
Yeah, because
that's a lot of other coins left on the table, you know?
That's a PRC 20s, yeah. Would be cool if we could get that. Let's see, that debate today was just a smashing. I would recommend any technical person who's like a Bitcoiner to like watch that interview and try to be as unbiased as possible and just be like, oh, this guy knows what he's talking about. Because Richard just explains everything like pretty concisely and clearly. It didn't seem like he was like trying to avoid the questions. Like he would answer them super well. Like they tried to act like he was avoiding questions, but he's answering them so well that they like somehow couldn't understand. Like he was giving them too many facts.
They couldn't.
It was
handle
like when
the
you give
answers.
them, yeah, they were like, it was so overwhelming the information he gave them that they were like, but what about the question? It was yes or no. and then he like gave them all the information all around the answer and the answer. It was like, you're destroyed. Get out.
Yeah. I really think that those guys did a great job at Bitcoin Magazine, because I've seen their like weak attempts to like stream before, and they pretty much stream constantly. Like they never get any views. So like props to them for figuring out the secret recipe of having Richard on and having somebody that can just blow everybody's mind, because now their views are up and they're all smarter for it. And there were like 9 out of 10 times they shut up instead of trying to like step in, which means they really couldn't think of anything.
That was amazing. I was so happy they did that, because sometimes they just try to like people try to interrupt and then they just, it's like, come on, just Richard has the smart things to say and you don't. Just listen for like a little bit and like they will get smarter, like you said. Like I think there's their audience that they had, their small audience. They only had like 400 people watching on their channel. There's like 4,000 on Richard's. It's like, all right, who's helping who here? You know,
right?
Well, Twitter Spaces, I think, could have reached a different audience. And
how many was there? I didn't check the number.
I mean, even 1,000 Bitcoiners, you know, who come to the good side. I mean, that's every 1% counts of stakers and stuff like that.
Did you see the huge? I mean, I don't remember all the names, but there's some major Bitcoiner Twitter guys who definitely watched that debate and they're unhappy with how it went, to say the least. They're like, ooh, why? Like they're really tearing down their Bitcoin guy because they didn't think he was a good enough opponent for Richard. They're like, he got massacred was some of the wording I saw. So at least like major Bitcoiners are watching that and getting educated. They're hearing that message from Richard. They're gonna like
for some PulseX.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of clips.
Okay. Oh, from the debate.
Let me put on the rock music first.
All right.
All right. I call this one RH Santa.
I'm trying to teach you about the blockchain, man.
Dude,
please let me teach you.
They're all shit coins. It doesn't matter.
It matters because people are losing money on them. Okay, I'm trying to save people. Just learn. I'm telling you, so it takes a minute.
Stop being Jesus Christ, for fuck's sake.
He was skinny. I'm more like a Santa. So we've had Bitcoin with 2 inflation bucks. Thank you. Bitcoin.
That was so good. I love how like they can still laugh in the middle of the debate, you know.
The other clip we have, you're gonna have to listen very carefully because there's like super exciting news in there, but you may have missed it.
As far as free coins go, you know, everybody on Ethereum is getting a copy of every single coin on that entire network because I, through the set of my labor and my effort, am giving everyone a free copy of every single coin on the Ethereum network for free on a new network. You just literally point your MetaMask to a different server, and our coins are all sitting there. And it's been working great for months on Testnet. And within the next month, we probably go to mainnet.
What?
Oh, I tweeted that out immediately. I stopped watching and I was like, time to clip it at double speed. And I posted to Twitter so we can get the news going because that was huge news. I mean, he's saying possibly in a month. Maybe he just said it to be quick in a debate, but I mean,
that is a cleverly disguised 4 more weeks, sir.
4 more weeks.
And he
but
was
it was 2
it.
months before, so now it's 4 more weeks.
Yeah, now it's like a month, and he was passionate. You know, that was in the heat of the moment. He was a little upset, so it was like he's like, "God damn it, I could do it in a month if I want to." He's like,
so yeah, I like that.
Man, that felt
I
good.
like that.
Yeah,
let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, we're there. Like the blocks, we got like 4-second blocks now. We got PulseX. You got your balances. The rotation's working. Why aren't we at mainnet? Is what it feels like. You know, we're like at minimum viable product right now. That's like we could launch like any day, but I mean, we're gonna check, make sure everyone's balances are right. You know, you don't want to like launch and like, oh, now we can't go back. So get these balances right. Maybe V3 liquidity in that time and a little extra tune-up. It's surreal to me that it could like launch soon. Doesn't it seem like it's like, ooh, I'm getting a little anxious. It's gonna launch.
Oh yeah, and Hex price is doing that thing I think it would before the launch, and it's creeping up and creeping up and creeping up, and that's the subconscious of the market, man. It smells it. We're close.
Oh boy. What do you think, Maddie? Are you feeling like it's actually within a month, or are you thinking lull 4 weeks?
Let's just say I'm doing hand exercises so that my hands will be strong when these liquid coins hit my pleb hands that have not had to hold anything for so long because of Hex
oh my god,
being my superpower.
Oh, that's true, because you've been locked up like in Hex, so you're used to not even having liquid stuff. I didn't think about that. Like if it all launches at 10x, what are these Hexers gonna do who are like, ooh? I mean, I'm staking my PulseX. Like I'm not. There's why would I sell? It's a money maker. So
yeah. It's the perfect fit that we have so many things that we can do. And shout out and salute to you too for making awesome videos that help people know all the games they can play when they I make a thumbnail every week, and I kind of enjoy the process. And this week I scrapped the first one because I wanted to put a bunch of news titles in there and just like give people the impression, which is true, that we've just got so much awesome news to share. And so I accidentally may have like promised people through the thumbnail that we're going to make them trillionaires in the Pulse system. Trillionaire, Testnet, Alpha,
okay, buddy.
PLS exchange listing prediction, DeLorean road trip, Aubrey airdrop, Hedron moon math, and much more game theory.
Okay.
That's awesome. Sounds great to me. Trillionaire.
DeLorean road trip. You're gonna drive it
Some-
around?
Yeah, so
Or
some of
show it
these
off
things
places.
are interrelated, right? In order for us to make people trillionaires, we have to talk about the game theory and then extend their lives by like at least 200 years.
Oh, yes, that. Yep.
Trust me, the math works out. Oh, and another title I thought of while I was getting ready for the stream is the effective inflation in Hex actually negative if you consider the OA buying up a bunch of coins. And before that, the effective rate was already like 1%.
I mean,
So
mean,
is
sure-
Hex
sure they're-
actually deflationary in the real world, even though it's designed to be slightly inflationary? Is Hex actually like Hex itself?
I mean, if you assume they'd never ever sell, then it's like remove supply. So then you could be
I'm
like,
assuming that.
yeah, then yeah. Well, is there trackable how much the OA is bought, or we just like assume some wallets are OA that have bought or something, and
It's
you count
trackable.
those coins or something? Like, because you'd have to add up those coins to see if it cancels the inflation. Because I don't know.
It's like the OA owns like 95% of liquid Hex.
It cancels all inflation for 30 years, right? 30 times 3 is 90. So, yeah, at least.
Oh, is that what you mean?
2555's worth.
I thought you meant
inflation is like
per
already locked.
year that it's buying up, canceling that. Like if it say we're only really gaining 1% inflation because it's delayed inflation, and so like only 1% comes out per year, so 3.69, then they'd have to buy, like to make it deflationary, they'd have to buy 1% of the total supply every year. That'd be a lot of Hex, right?
But the OA has already bought like 30%. The OA has already bought like 30% in the past 2 years. So that's why I'm saying like we have this like narrative, and we had this understanding from the beginning because we read the paper, but then we go on these shows and we talk with our super cool smart friends, and then we actually realize the emergent properties of this beautiful, beautiful system.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe hidden game mechanic. The layers. I won 200 years X19. Let's go.
Yeah.
Talk to Aubrey. He's got the pill already. It's in his back pocket. He hides it in his beard.
I tried. I shaked him down in Vegas, man. I was like, "Where's the pill? Give it to me. How much Hex do you want? I got Hex.
True. I heard it.
How much Hex do you want?
Well, yeah. Aubrey's like, "Sorry, bro, no pill. Sorry, we're working on it though. Let's get the Sense Foundation back, and then I'll make the pill." I was like, "All right, bro, I got you."
Is Aubrey a Hexkin yet?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think he actually owns any Hex. Maddie just set him up with an Ethereum wallet for the first time, so he'll be a Hexican soon.
I sent him Hedron. He's a Hedronian.
Oh, I'm surprised you sent him Hedron. I guess because that's what you have, because you can mint that.
Just dump it straight to freaking USDC. That's why. It's airdrop, bro.
Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, I mean, I'm not sure if we're on a main topic right now or anything, but I had like a cool idea, and we get some viewers on here, so maybe we get one that could implement this. I was on Heartbeat's thing earlier today, right after the debate, because it went so well, and we were all excited talking about, because Richard got to talk about his vision, because the people literally asked him, they're like, "What are you doing? Like, if you have all this money, what's your plan?" He's like, "Wow, people are gonna think you paid me to ask that question," or like, "I paid you to ask that question." And I was like, "Wow." And he talked about it anyway. So like, how cool would it be and useful if we had a site that was like an airdrop dollar amount calculator for basically any token that's out there, so people can go to this website and it tells them, you can type in how much of this token you have, or it connects to your wallet. If you have 200,000 SHIB, if you had it before the fork, it calculates that, and it's like, here's your dollar amount airdrop over here on PulseChain. And so they can just go to this website and see this dollar amount. They're like, what? How do I get that? And so that gets them excited to go over to PulseChain. They don't have to like already be over there to see the automated market maker and like figure all it out ahead of time just to see how much they can get. They could just we could have this tracker, potentially calculator website. Shouldn't be too difficult, but I mean, I'm not going to set it up myself.
But it's already built into MetaMask. They can just log into the real network and see how cool it is.
Yeah, but they have to like already be there. Like, it'd be cool to send like, or talk about this website that just lists any token that's on Ethereum, and just a freaking airdrop dollar amount right next to it. Like, you have this amount, and you can just have a base of like, if you have $1,000 in this, boom, you probably have this amount over here.
Yeah, but like
rough
forgotten
estimate.
PulseChain airdrop.com. You paste in your Ethereum address and it says, yo, here's all your stuff just waiting for you on PulseChain.
And it
Come
just
and
has
get
like a
it.
button, and it's like
That would be like the ultimate onboarding tool for the ETH
man,
boys. So like you see on
that's
Twitter,
what-
you just be like, yo, check this link, man. Maybe you get cash. Then
how
they're like,
easy would that
"What?"
be? As opposed to like, no, you should care about PulseChain. You can be like, here's your free money. You just put your address here. It tells you how much you have and all your coins.
Dude,
Like,
I
that
hope
would be
somebody
freaking-
builds this. That'd be amazing. That would be
like that would be
baller,
so
dude.
sick.
Yeah, that'd be so cool.
Maddie,
oh,
are
man.
you freaking getting a domain right now? Stop.
He already owns it. He loves domains.
I'm
Yeah.
always getting a domain.
He's just like he's like, you know what, K4K, I'm gonna get that domain.
Yeah, it's like
Sometimes I
PulseChain
just like
airdrop.
fall asleep on my keyboard and like get those domains too.
No, but I think that would just be super cool. So definitely not necessary, but how nice would that be to just show that to people? You can post that anywhere, like anybody's Discord, some coin on Twitter, and you're just like, wow, look at all these coins that I'm getting copies of, and it tells me the dollar amount. Because people care about the dollar amount,
Yeah, showing that would be amazing onboarding tool. That'd be so cool.
Because you could really doll it up, make it look nice.
I guess we can't send people to Nomics anymore. They have price calculators. And
Sadly, no.
listings.
No, we can't mention them anymore. Those guys are banned.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, Clay.
Yep, he's canceled.
You can use their price feeds if they list the PRC20s. So you just use that for the website that's pulling the information. So you can like get that information from them.
Yeah.
I think they sell that service or something. Or maybe
We'll have
it's free.
PulseX soon. And then once the bridge is open, you'll be able to take whatever token versus EUSDC. There's your price.
Ooh, man. Dude. Oh, that'd be such a sick tracker, dude. I should suggest it in the one chat.
That'd be
a good
sweet.
idea.
Or even those guys like freepulse.io, they should just build that into their website and boom. And then there's like a faucet built in, and then you click a button to get a little bit free, and they get their gas and off they go.
Oh, I'll just tell Victor. Freaking get Victor on it. He knows how to build websites. Oh, let's go, Victor.
I will give one pulse to everybody who tweets about it from another community.
Oh, what kind of
Tweets
pulse?
about what?
So you press the button and create the tweet, and then it verifies it. This is for whoever's writing the code for all this. But yeah, I will put up the pulse. So
oh yeah,
for every user, I mean, it's only like $100 to get 1 million users then, or 1 million tweets. But like, let's go.
that's some cheap marketing right there.
Yeah.
Wow, one ball. You heard it here, Mr. Moneybags over here.
He gets it from freepulse.io as well.
Hey, don't expose him like that.
Just click the button every hour.
Yo, Maddie, you're going to the Bitcoin conference, right?
That's right. That's why the DeLorean road trip is in the title.
I might.
So tomorrow I'm flying
Maybe.
to Vegas, and then I'm gonna buy a truck so I don't have to give U-Haul $4,000 again. And then I'm gonna rent a trailer transport and take the DeLorean another 32 hours from Las Vegas to Austin, Texas. Make a pit stop there at my friend Austin's house, and then go another day's drive.
Dang,
So
that's a
I'm
lot of hours.
basically going to be living on Twitter Spaces during that time.
Oh, geez, Rick, why don't you just fly to Florida? Like,
because I need to bring the DeLorean because it's a marketing tool to onboard Bitcoiners.
That's true. That is true. Good point. Well, that's quite the sacrifice then. I hope it's fun down there. It should be a good show. I mean, you'll be able to try to find some converts. It might work out.
Did Rag say he was going to go? Did you get his, or is just you and Hexray?
Hexray and I are
Hexray's
going. Timothy Benjamin's going to be there. I think like maybe a few other people, but some people went to the conference that's before that, which is World CryptoCon that's going on like from the 1st to the 4th. And then the actual Bitcoin conference where 15,000 people are going to be there is the 6th through the 9th.
I might go. I'm not sure if I'm going to go to the conference though. Hang out outside.
Man, you could hang out with the DeLorean. We could
maybe yeah, I could
onboard
like,
people,
chill there
and make content, YouTube content.
True. Maybe we'll see.
Jordan Peterson's gonna be there. The Volcano guy, Safety, Anthony Pompliano. I hate at least half of those people.
Ooh, we don't know which though.
It's a rough crowd out there. Yeah, I mean,
so
I wouldn't do too well. I'd start offending people. Like I'd be calling them out. Like, yeah,
I got some Bitcoin decals to temporarily put on the DeLorean. So we're gonna Trojan horse it in there.
Really?
And then, but the license plate is still
no
staying
way.
out of hex, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's not a big deal. Like, at least he's out of hex. Like, he admits it."
Oh,
They don't know the reason I'm out of hex is because I time locked it.
Oh my god,
That's genius too. I'm out of hex. Like, oh, he's done.
Between that and your steak one-liner, oh man, you're gonna destroy those guys.
Yeah,
I
man.
hope so.
That's a great Trojan horse, dude. Perfect.
Yeah, and I've got stuff to give people, like $100 trillion bills from Zimbabwe.
I mean, that's fun. I would love to have $100 trillion bill. It'd be so fun.
I'll bring you
Where'd
one.
get 'em?
man.
Did you order them or something? So we can order them.
Yeah, I have a huge collection actually. I was gonna make a
All the
I
failed.
was gonna make like this super deluxe like. Actually, I think I have one. Hold.
Oh, really? Spoilers.
So what do you
Hello,
do? You buy them on
from
eBay, right?
Zimbabwe.
They're like collector commemorative items at this point.
You
Like
guys
a-
didn't
like a
know
joke.
this, but Maddie lives in Zimbabwe.
Get the fuck out.
That's
of
right.
here.
So this
California.
this is what I call a hodl frame. It's got a real Bitcoin in it, not a
Oh,
whole
yeah?
one, but it's 1/1000th of a Bitcoin with like a tamper evident seal. And then this is a $100 trillion bill from Zimbabwe and a 1 cent bill from Zimbabwe, both from the year that Bitcoin was created. So and
That's
it's like
freaking cool, man.
you can put it on the wall, so it's got like Velcro, or you can just sit it on your desk. It like
Wow.
stands up by itself. So
Look
I
at
wonder what
that.
you can
That-
buy with 1 cent
that's cool.
Zimbabwe.
it's
Well,
not a
yeah,
real
not
currency
that.
anymore.
I know, but like,
a
I
piece
guess
of
you paid
currency
for it,
history
so
right
whatever
there.
that cost was.
Yeah, it's like
I
$2
like
or
that.
$3.
$2 or $3, dude. That's doing better than our currency. I'm gonna load up.
That's right.
Freaking
I'll sell you
Zimbabwe
my
king.
bag.
Oh my god.
No drama, Game Theory Gang. You guys are great.
Good to see you
Never
again,
drama.
Hex 19. It was a pleasure to meet you in
Yes.
Vegas. That was awesome. We had a great
Legend.
security panel talk. That was good times.
I wish I got to shake Hex 19's hand. He was there, but he's a popular guy. You know, everyone's always hanging out with him.
Yep.
But yeah, man, dude, Vegas was awesome. You guys have a good time? How was it? How was it for you,
Best.
Maddie? No one ever asks, "How's Maddie?"
Mm.
How's Maddie doing?
Well, my girlfriend came and I got to put on an event
didn't-
for the entire community. So like it was really awesome for me. I didn't
I didn't
get to
meet
like
her.
party like everybody else did, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, why doesn't Maddie show up to these things? He's probably too busy.
I had to stay fresh for like the next day.
Well, yeah, you
True.
get up so early in the morning. I mean,
Yeah.
you're waking
Oh,
up
yeah.
like what 6 a.m., 7 a.m.
Yeah.
in Vegas. Like
we need
that's
someone to say it's live, you know.
Yeah.
That's right.
People go to bed at those times.
Or else how will we know? Dude, that sticker guy helps so much. Sticker guy.
100%.
He gets like super kudos from me. Because he helped, like, how much was he doing in the background? Like, he was the main, all the technical stuff, it seemed like. Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yes,
Like the credits
I-
in movies, all the positions, it was just sticker guy.
Well, yeah, I realized that he was a really dependable person and somebody who, like, luckily, because you know the goal of the conference was to not make a profit but to not lose any money, like I was able to give him, like, I don't know exactly what the amount was, but it was like $200 or $300 a day for his time and that sort of thing.
Nice.
But all he does is like buy Hex and stake it.
I know.
Forget
Yeah.
about the top.
It's the best thing about paying Hexicans is they're just gonna rebuy up the price of Hex. You're just like, hey, this is like sweet for my other bags too. Like that's like super awesome. I like that.
It is.
Yeah.
We got a lot of awesome people in this community, for sure.
Yeah. The guy who made my logo, I reached out to him because I wanted him to do more awesome stuff. Probably pay him this time because he did this when I was really small. I only had like 2K subscribers or something, and he was like, "Hey, just wanted to see if you liked this background." And I was like, "This is like leagues better than what I had. I had like a picture of me in like Hawaii with like glasses, and my hair was like, poof. It was not like a good caricature. Like I think it looks so good.
It does.
Logo. It's so cool. Like he thought of that. I didn't. I was like, all right, you're a genius. He's from like the Philippines or something. I was like, yo, what up? we're friends now.
That's awesome.
That's
I hope to meet him someday. It'd be super cool. But yeah. All right. What's up on the menu now, Maddie? What do we got?
Oh yeah. So like there's, oh my gosh, there's a couple things that I'm fundraising for. One is DeLorean transport. If people want to throw down on it, I'm going to be putting in tons of hours, like, trying to onboard people into Hex. And I'm going to take the same approach last time. Like, I don't mind if I pay for it all, but if people want to chip in, my donation address is out there, or like you could send it to mati.eth, mati.eth. But basically, I'm going to collect no more than $4,000 for the transport. And this time I'm going to invest that, instead of just paying it to U-Haul, I'm going to invest it in like a truck. I'm going to buy a truck from Craigslist for like $6,000 to $8,000, somewhere in there, and just use that instead. That'll get more like miles out of the DeLorean in the end. And then I know like Pascal, who did Hex.photos, is like willing to shoot content for us. But his costs, are going to be like probably $500 to $1,000 a day. And so anyway, like that's like the fundraising I'm doing for the Bitcoin conference. And I think like there are already people in the community who are maybe interested in supporting that. But if there's anybody out there, we can all pitch in. And then, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff happening with this ends. Do you guys want an update?
Yeah, let's do that for a segment. Yeah, let's do that.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start. What have you guys heard?
I've heard nothing. Is there actually something? Oh, you mean all the? Well, was that from last week? I saw all those posts from Aubrey and stuff? Was that last week? We already got to talk about that, or is there newer stuff?
Way newer stuff. I've been like on this every day. Like,
okay,
let's let it rip, Maddie.
So I hit it really hard on Thursday. So I talked about it for 2 hours on Hex Therapy Live. Like, the board of directors is up to no good. Like, they stole $27 million. I made all the arguments. I laid it out. They're scrolling through reasons to fire Aubrey. It's super premeditated. We found out that all these different rumors about how the CEO was getting bad reviews, and Jim O'Neill. And so that's the person who made up things against Aubrey. One of the women that came forward has now publicly stated that the CEO lied to her about other people being wronged by Aubrey, and there were no other people.
Oh, that's a big reveal. Like, that's solid. I mean, I guess it's what she said. What if she's lying? But why would she lie about that? Seems odd.
Exactly. Yeah. Like the entire credibility of the board of directors has just been like destroyed. And then they fired him.
The CEO guy.
No,
right?
like they fired Aubrey, who's like since this time last week, I think, or because I think it happened on Wednesday.
Oh,
so they fired him on Wednesday.
For what reason? Is this where they claimed like he has some? They tried to say he's drinking problem, and he's like, "Lol, that's not true at all."
They put out a letter saying that he didn't get a substance abuse assessment. Which, by the way, I did substance abuse assessments like for the court system here for like 7 years, so I've already seen it all. And they also said that he spoke when he wasn't supposed to about like the issues, which. It took them 5 months since they got the report that said he did nothing wrong. The external report about like what the women said, the 2 comments that he made 8 to 10 years ago that he got put on suspension for, like, called a sexual predator. Finally, they put out a letter on Wednesday when they fired him, and they said, "Oh, he's not a sexual predator."
They fired him as they were like, "Yeah, we were wrong," and he's fired anyway.
Because he signed an NDA, like effectively. That he wouldn't talk about that, but they never cleared his name until then. And then they said that he wouldn't get a substance abuse assessment, but there's a possibility that they were trying to rig the substance abuse assessment.
Man, that sounds like a super lot of drama. That just sucks. Like, how's that going to get resolved? I don't know about.
Well, I
Doesn't sound like
ranted and
resolvable.
raved about it on Thursday for 2 hours. The next day, 4 board members resigned. Half the board resigned. Now, I'm not saying that was due to my show. I'm just saying that, like, we're calling these people out. We're, you know, they're not getting away with it. They're not getting away with the 27 million. Like,
I mean,
Aubrey will get his foundation back. Like,
how many's on the board?
8.
Okay, so 4 are gone, but Aubrey's gone. How does he get back in? Like, they hired him again, but not as a CEO, and then
it can be done legally.
Fired him again.
But that takes longer. I would rather do it in the court of public opinion. I would rather, like, I'm crazy, but I'm legal about it. Like, I'm not talking about any kind of violence. I'm talking about, like, I will buy a billboard next to this board members, like, freaking where they're the CEO of some, like, startup, and then all their employees and, like, family members and stuff are going to see, like, the question I have about, are they corrupt AF? Like, I will do a direct mailer for 33 cents each. And one of the 3 pages is going to talk about who these people are. I'll just do it to all of Silicon Valley. Like, don't mess with us. Like, don't steal our 27 million, but don't steal the billions of years of human lives that are saved by longevity research. Like, not going to happen.
I would love that ammo to be deployed, like the money for the research it was supposed to be. Like, that'd be great. Like, I thought they were already working on it, but this whole, like, scandal happened. Come on. We could have had some awesome research being done right now.
It's been 9 months and they haven't done any research with that money. I ain't getting any younger over here.
Yeah. Aubrey wanted to rent a lab space as part of the money. He was going to buy like a building and put the scientists in there and get them to work. And, like, now there's no building. It's yeah. So,
All right.
So it's got to go to court, basically. I mean, that substance abuse test that was in his contract to be re-signed as a contractor after his original termination. So that's going to have to get hashed out. You know, is that legal? Can they force him to do that? You know, and that'll go back and forth. So
I did a tweet at the 4 people who still need to resign, and it got like 200 likes and like 80 retweets or 50 retweets or something like that. It was super effective. And I made a chart. I made a chart of, like, the ones that I got to show you guys. It's definitely, it took me a while to make it, but it was
a chart.
Yeah.
You made a chart.
Here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Why is StreamYard making it harder to share our screens now? I think there's, like, a Chrome issue.
Did they change the interface? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, you can't switch back and forth. Only 50% of the Sense Tweet board remains.
Cool.
Following 4 resignations and growing scrutiny, donors demand immediate reinstatement of Aubrey de Grey and resignations from Barbara Logan, Bill Lau, Kevin DeWalt, and Kevin Parrott.
Oh, nice. You tagged them all. That's legit.
Yes.
Call them out.
They know. Oh, it was 50 retweets and 177 likes. But yeah, in the sense when they announced that he was fired, it was like, here, it's right here. They got 17 likes.
They got ratioed. If you look at the likes of all the us below them, they got ratioed to hell. I think I even told them, like, see you in court and stuff like that. But, like, oh yeah, it's
yeah. So,
no, they won't get away with it. They won't. It'll take time, but we will win. You know, Mexicans are patient. We have all the time in the world. You know, we got 15 years, so we'll get the money back and get Aubrey.
We literally have all the time in the world if they weren't stealing their research money.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And even worst case scenario, Aubrey still has the Methuselah Foundation. So worst case scenario, just spin off another foundation from that. That's just like Sens with a different name, and you know, we could rebuild if he has to, right? Is there anything that's like specific at Sens that's like, did they have any like unique technology that he needs to go back for?
Yeah, it's the staff. So
like, you got to find all those.
We
people
could
again.
fork
All
Sens,
need
but we're
tech.
just gonna take it back. It's his. He founded it. He gets it back.
Sounds good to me.
But to show how serious we are, I also met with the crypto people at Methuselah and talked to them about their $300 million worth of dog coins that are going to be copied on PulseChain. And they're super pumped. I also helped them claim their ENS airdrop. Like, so they knew it was on once the $3,000 popped into their wallet just from that. And so I'm so excited to like show this off. So this is just something I'm working on. I haven't hit the publish button on this, but like, so it says limited time is life limited, right? And so this is Aubrey Day airdrop. Prizes, longevity, donors. So as featured, hey, that's us. As featured on YouTube's Game Theory Gang version 3.
.com is that a thing? GameTheoryGang.com. I can go there right now.
Did I link it? Actually, I registered it, but I'm not sure if it's. I think it is. Is it?
I have a Trojan now. No, it just says it's like it's parked.
All right, I'll fix that tonight.
But yeah, you didn't publish yet, so I would assume that's
so this is an example of the NFT that I will send people, airdrop style, and you also get a physical lapel pin if you choose to claim it. And this isn't meant to like be resold. So it says donating a portion of our impressive gains in crypto to longevity research is one of the admirable ways to save the world. Daddy ALLin text badge NFTs are meant to thank and recognize donors, not for investing, gambling, or reselling. These are badges of honor and appreciation. And then I've got a spot to put like Aubrey DeGray's like tweet verifying his address because that's important. And then my tweet, and that'll link up to stuff. And then I have like instructions for different games people can play. Like, and you guys can give me feedback on this, but game 1 is like, you can unlock subtly special NFT variations once you reach these donor levels and get the option of claiming a corresponding physical lapel pin. So if
what does Aubrey think about all this?
He loves it. Also, he hasn't seen like all these details yet, which is why I haven't like launched this, but it's Game Theory Gang and I want to show my progress so far so we can keep
you're putting a lot of work into this, dude.
Thanks, man.
Like they're doing a lot for the sense here.
So I minted last night. I minted the NFTs, and so that's awesome.
Oh, that's why the gas fees were like 1,700 way.
I know, right?
Maddie's minting again.
I think my shit got orphaned though. I think I got orphaned like hardcore. I've never had so many things.
The failed gas.
Oh man.
No, it didn't even fail. It just like went off into some like bizarre world.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm serious.
Really?
I need help. My shit's
oh,
dude. Oh no, you got rugged by Ethereum devs.
I know, right?
I
think there was something Richard said today about like bit rot or something, and I was like, damn, I don't know what that is, but I feel like that's my wallet right now.
The board of directors saw your transaction and censored it.
Yeah, right. They can't even lie about Aubrey well. Like, so anyway, yeah, like this is like a workaround. So basically there's gonna be okay, and then game 2, so you decide like how much to donate, and there's different levels, and then game 2 is you can signal your future sell age. So like just like Liquid Loans did with their the 2 USDC decimal places. So you can use that as a way to signal like what age you want your cells to go back to whenever the technology comes out. So like, for example, if you sent $1,000.21 USDC, then you would be signaling that you want to be forever 21.
Ooh,
nice.
My favorite brand.
Awesome. And then, so the breakdown is like, do you need a tax receipt? And like, if you don't, you can send it to Aubrey's address, and you can send ETH or USDC or Hedron or Hex or any of that stuff. And then I set this up, but I don't think I like pinned, I didn't like finish that. So his address should have that DNS name.
It still works.
adgdonor.eth, but it just has it in its wallet. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if
fine.
you have.
I remember when you talked to me into buying one like a couple of years ago, which thank you for that, because I got the ENS airdrop as well. And I didn't like pin it as my name, but it works. Yeah, you can still send to it and it's just fine. Owning it is good enough.
Dope. And then if you do need a tax receipt, then you can email Methuselah Foundation first and include the statement for Aubrey de Grey and the crypto address you're sending from. And then you can send the email first to this email. And then I still haven't finished working this out. Maybe you can say that you want your mailing address to be shared with me. If you want me to send it, we can figure that part out. And then, because I like to maximize privacy and stuff. So if they don't need your address, then you can choose who has it, basically. I don't want to create more work for them, but I want people to feel secure. And then, yeah, you can send that to their official address, which you can see here, which like they have no transactions in, which is weird, but congratulate yourself. You're a beautiful human. You're contributing to ending aging. And then there's like some technical details. And then here's like my ongoing roadmap. So I want to further gamification to raise money for longevity research now, teach concrete ways on YouTube to change behavior and start extending our lives now. And then do maybe like a Kickstarter for solutions such as a sleep device that could increase memory backup and lessen Alzheimer's.
I thought about doing that, but I forgot.
LOL.
How, David,
see
did
what
you ever
you
look
did there.
into did you ever look into getting the PAP, what's it called? The PAP machine? What, I forget what that thing's called.
CPAP.
CPAP.
CPAP?
Oh, I had half of it.
I did not find the at-home test yet. No, I need to do more research.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask about, what was the brand of that, Maddie, that sleeping headband that you have? Was that Panasonic?
Oh man. So it's Philips, but they have not only discontinued them, but the secondary market's been sold out. So they aren't even listed on eBay anymore, which is why I am super willing to like create a business in this and
because the
like
patent wore out, right?
produce them. Yeah. Why not? Like I really like, I started using mine again, you guys. I started using it again just for the past couple of days because I'm like, oh shit, like I need to use this again.
That's why I've been mega minding on this whole project with the Sens, huh?
I tripled my slow wave sleep in one night. So instead of half an hour of slow wave sleep, I got an hour and a half of slow wave sleep.
How did you feel in the morning?
Freaking awesome.
Nice.
Let's go. I'm sad these things are like discontinued, man. Oh my God. All right.
There are people who watch our streams who are like, somebody messaged me who's got 20 years of experience in medical device engineering and was like starting to send me LinkedIn profiles of people who want to work on this. Like,
talk about Johnny Chaos, aren't you?
No, actually, I should hit him up too.
Oh wow, I was gonna say that. I know a guy like that.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, what's next on the table? What do we got?
What's next?
Oh, don't we have a list? I hope someone does. I mean, there's lots of cool stuff to talk about in general, but let's see. So Richard did the awesome stream. PulseX. People can check their SAC balances now. What else we got? Everybody should be learning the testnet, so you're ready for mainnet, because it seems like it may be within a month. He said within a month, literally, if you missed the video. Yeah. Maddie played earlier in the stream. Within a month, possibly. How cool would that be? So learn the testnet, because it's going to be very similar to mainnet. Like, that's how close we are. It's not like, oh, it'll all change. It's a waste of time to learn. It's like you could know how to use it and be an expert before it comes out.
For free. Like, make all your mistakes now. Get your bad juju out. Get your bad,
send it to the wrong address on purpose. Get that out of the way.
Exactly. Just lose a whole bunch immediately on the testnet. Click the wrong buttons and get it out of your system and get ready. Yes. And I would say the last 10 minutes of Richard's stream today after the debate, that was awesome. He talked about all the juicy details. I recommend people just do that. Just go to that stream and just go right to the end and listen to Richard. And it's like, oh, it's so close. You could like taste it, man. Oh, awesome.
What was that? Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I showed people. Was it my most recent video? How to add any contract. Like if it's not listed on PulseX and other people are trading it, you know it's a released coin. You want to buy it. If it doesn't automatically show on PulseX, you, you might think you're screwed, but you can actually manually add tokens that you know exist that are out there. You can add the contract address and you can become a liquidity provider or trade for it. So if you don't know how to do that, you might miss out on getting a coin because you don't know how to add it because it's not automatically added by PulseX. Because sometimes there's only like whitelisted big like a token list, and if it's not there, you have to import it. So showed people how to do that because there might be lots of coins like Mintra and maybe even Hedron, like some of those where they just have like a question mark. It's usually because you had to import it.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. Even Hedron itself on PulseX is you literally have to paste in the address manually. So that's a great video. Everybody should learn how to do that because the list is pretty short of the coins that are just by default. There's not many there. So you gotta put the contract in there. Yep. That's a great tip.
It's a good skill to learn along with bridging. Cause like everybody keeps asking me like, oh, how can I buy stuff like after the bridge is open? It's like, you better learn how to use the bridge, buddy. Like I get so many DMs. From people. I read everything. And if I don't get back to you, I still use I love your feedback. And I usually end up making a video that answers very similar questions I get from lots of people. Instead of spending my time individually responding to each person, I'll just make a video. And then if they still watch my videos, they get all the answers they need. So that's kind of how I try to save myself time to make this content.
More efficient. Yeah.
Yeah. It gets it out there still, answers the question. They just have to wait a little bit longer for a very detailed video. So, works out.
What's your secret to like reading all your messages, man?
I mean, so I like some people just send me like nice and concise questions, and then it's like I can get back to you real quick if I have the time. Like I try to keep up with it, because then like it doesn't like drown me at one point where I'm like, oh my gosh, I have 30. So I try to answer them quick if I can. And if it's like if it's like a really basic question or something, I'll just send them I recommend they go to the telegrams, because that's where those can be answered. Because sometimes there's like so much nuance that they don't even ask a question well. And I'm like, I don't have time to ask them more information so I can help them more. Because it's like,
you're even referring people? Wow. That's what's up.
I send them to the telegrams. Yeah.
It's a referral. Smart.
Yeah,
you're referring them to an information source, like
right. Yeah, I usually do that,
just like a doctor would. You're triaging their knowledge.
Well, plus usually they just don't know that there's a telegram where there's hundreds of people that are all constantly talking, and they would love to answer those questions. There's like mods there that are like, boom. There's also copy pasta commands in those things where they're like, oh, how does this work? How do I add the contract? There's even keywords. If you type it into the chat, will automatically paste there and give you your answer. So like, it's way better and more efficient to just get people there who have the more newer questions. But if they ask a question really well and I can answer it for them, like if it's a yes or no or a quick one that I just know, I'll just answer it for them. Usually, eventually maybe I won't be able to answer everybody, but it's been
exclamation mark uni.
Yeah. But yeah,
level 4 understanding.
I get way too many scam emails though. Like there's just so many like cooperation business partnership. Oh, it's like I get this one every day. 20 of these things. But yeah, just delete them.
That's good. And there's service.
I've gotten like dollar offers from companies and coins they're like, we'll give you these coins. I'm like, I won't sell my audience something I don't think is beneficial for them. And I don't think trading on your platform or getting what is the trading fee percent or whatever. I'm like, I will never tell people to go trade on these platforms ever. Stop talking to me. Don't come and tell me like your centralized exchange how to get whatever. So actually one exchange contacted me and I was like, hey, will you guys list Hex and PulseChain and PulseX? I tried to market to them. Good. I was like, hey, why don't you guys list our stuff and maybe I'll work with you. I said that or something like that. And I haven't gotten back from them yet, but
Yeah, they blocked
like
you.
how cool! I mean, get them to list our tokens. That's something. That should be a starting point if they're gonna ask me for anything. I would never tell
Yes.
people to go trade there, but it's like if we can get more. Like it's not like we need centralized exchanges, but it's like they're eventually all gonna list anyway. I feel so. Sooner the better. Like
Yeah.
if that's someone's only way to get to the coin for whatever reason, then that's a way they can get to it.
I would be willing to personally humiliate myself to do like a Coinbase advertisement if they listed Hex or PulseChain.
Right?
Like if that was the deal, Brian Armstrong's like, all right, man, but you got to make a commercial. You got to say you love it. I'll be like, oh man, like really? Like
yeah, I feel like that's net positive, net win. It gets more eyeballs on it. Like if you get an exchange to list it, every one of their users can see it now. And if they wouldn't have seen it otherwise, isn't that better? And most of the Hexkins in the community know not to use centralized exchanges. So we're not defecting and switching to sexes. We're staying on the dexes.
Correct. We're getting new users. It's like a vampire attack on the centralized exchanges, basically.
Like we have like the least defection out of any community. Like we know what's up. Anybody who hears about us is more likely to join than us go join their scam coin, right? So I think it's just better the more eyeballs we're in front of, even if it looks like we're talking about some other stuff, it's just getting more eyes into our coins overall. That's how I see it.
I like when Richard talks about like how long people are staked for. So like that's one way to look at like the average hold time. But I wish he would compare it to other coins in the space. So if Hex is what, 6.3 years now? Right?
Yep.
And there's
Something like that,
365 days in a year.
something.
That's like a 2,300 day average hold period. And the runner up is Bitcoin with 45 days.
Wait, there's a hold period for Bitcoin?
4,500.
The average holding time, it's listed on Coinbase. I think it's no more than like 45 days.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. When you're on
Coinbase,
it
like
shows
they
you
bought
how
it,
long
and do they hold it long or not?
How long does the average user hold it for?
Dude, that's an amazing metric. I haven't heard of that before. You should make a video on that.
I am right now. I'm making a video right now about it.
You're recording it, right? Are we live?
We're live.
We're making the video. No, that's a super awesome concept. You should market that. Richard hasn't even talked about that. That's really smart.
Yeah.
To just show the difference between communities. It's like, yeah, this just shows you guys are more trade oriented and getting wrecked. And we've seen that holders win. Guess who's holding more? Ooh, we are. We know what's up. So, so we're gonna succeed. It's just better design because you're incentivized to hold the better activity. Delaying gratification works. Amazing. Oh, that's an awesome video. When's that coming out?
It's dropping as we speak.
No, it's not.
I feel like it's just in Spaceballs when they're watching the movie. It's like we're making the video right now.
Yeah, and I made a SHIB video. It's so funny, the people in the community, like no matter what you do, there's always one guy who's upset about it. He's like, why'd you make it about SHIB? Why didn't you make it about this coin? It's like, dude, that type of person will never be happy. It's like they'll always have some other reason that you didn't do something that they wanted. It's like, why didn't you make a video, bro? Like I'm doing it. I'm doing what I can here.
That's default. That comes with the videos, right? Those comments.
Yeah,
but in this instance, reaching out to other communities for PulseChain, I think is a good idea because it brings their users over. So it is worth it to taint the waters for now anyway.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a question? Go ahead first.
Oh, I was just gonna say that, like in the beginning of the video, I was just basically talking to the SHIB community, like, "Yo, our coin's doing so good." It was like up 17% that day, so I'm sure they were all happy to go looking at YouTube videos talking about their coin. So I tried to like do it on a good day for them, and hopefully get more views that way from the SHIB community. And then I basically pivoted into, here you're gonna have this PulseChain. Your guys are gonna get double your coins. Like you should figure this out, understand this stuff before other people. It's just opportunity. Like you don't want to miss out. You're trying to frame it in all these ways that gets them interested in PulseChain, as opposed to them thinking I'm trying to get them to buy something, because they're getting free stuff. Like just learn about it.
Completely free. Yeah, best airdrop ever.
Yeah, it's like an easy sell. It's like, here's free money. Nothing's easier to sell than here's free money, right? Like I could sell that all day long.
Totally. Me too.
So yeah, what were you saying, Maddie?
So let's say I have a friend who has $300 million worth of Elon, Doge, Mars, something.
Whoa.
Is that all one coin or multiple coins? Elon,
It's
Doge,
one
Mars?
coin.
This is a
Oh.
theoretical dog coin. I call them dog coins and dog coin people.
This is the dog coin that like got given to Vitalik, and he like gave it to the Methuselah Foundation. Like 40% of the supply of this coin that now is like actually worth something because they have 100,000 users. So this is
Shiba Inu.
Yeah, that's
Nope.
cheap. I thought.
No, it's
Doge, Elon, Mars.
Doge, Elon, Mars. That's it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that one.
I think it's multiple dog communities did that strategy.
Yeah, they gave half to Vitalik and then he dumped it. Yeah, I heard about that.
But then he gave 4% to the Methuselah Foundation.
I did not know about that.
44% of what he dumped, or 44% of the total supply of
Total
the coin?
supply right now.
No,
What?
no, he
Yes.
didn't.
He did. It's in their wallet.
That's an insane amount.
Go to their website. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And what did they do with it? That means they gave
They're
it to
using it.
some guy
to
has
hold,
that amount.
They're using it to hold the community hostage to teach them about longevity. It's brilliant. They have a
Wait,
Discord.
for real? That's hilarious.
I talked to this dude for like 2 hours. He's like super cool and smart.
Kind of
and, like,
hilarious.
they're all crushing it on like this crypto stuff, but like we're crushing it too. So that's why my question to you guys is they've been trying to think of a way to like not put, obviously like they don't want to sell their bags, but obviously they want to like use it for medical research. And so I was telling them that they could probably like yield farm against their own coins and make a little APY to like pay for research
They should
without
bridge-
dumping any coins on the market.
Oh man, bridge that over onto the PulseX and then pair it up with EUSDC, and then they'll be the number one market maker, and slowly they'll dollar cost average out plus gain fees plus gain incentive token.
Well, they could pair it. Couldn't they pair it with like the the Ethereum Elon is like the ticker. So like Doge, Elon, Mars, but like the ticker's Elon. So like their Elon that's bridged in could be paired with their P Elon, and they could just earn the fees off that.
Yeah.
Isn't that the best for
time,
the coin?
They're going to
It's
lose their Elon, and they're just going to be left over with P Elon in the end. And like they'd be better off having US dollar coins in the end. They should dump the dog coins, like get rid of that shit.
So like bridged in ETH, or sorry, like bridged in EUSDC.
That's what I would do, because then if they're doing the liquidity, eventually they're just going to end up with more EUSDC, which is what they want, because they can cash that out of Coinbase and then they can do research.
Wait,
so
I
we
thought
want to
you
get
were
rid of
saying,
the dog coins.
I thought you were saying they were going to do the ERC PRC pair, so that doesn't have USDC in it, right?
I wouldn't do that pair. I wouldn't match them against each other, because then you're just left with.
But the thing is, where are they getting this hundreds of millions of dollars worth to pair it with? They're not. They don't have that, but they do have the copied over PRC20, right? They don't have that USDC to get. Like they'd have to sell half to get the other half, right?
If it's V2, but what if it's V3? Is that allowed?
V3?
Yeah, like Uniswap V3 protocol of like one-sided liquidity, which is like the majority of liquidity now in Ethereum is like one-sided. I
don't even know if we can use V3 like over, like, well, there's no front end for it, at least until
not at first.
So like,
but is this kind of the same thing as putting a limit order in? Like it is very similar.
Yeah, but do you think those guys have any idea how to do any of that? No.
Yeah, we could teach them. It's like,
I gotta help them.
I mean, this could fund their whole research program.
But why are you helping them?
Because it's 100,000 users that are gonna be like, thank God they're not gonna dump the coins. And
is he really like your friend? Like he'll do what you say? If it's a good idea?
If it's a good idea, the Methuselah Foundation, of course, is going to like get input from all around, but like, it's an airdrop. They need to like,
if there was some way they could earn really risk-free yield, that I feel like their community would like that without dumping the coins. But I don't think liquidity farming is that.
Well, so
as inherently
but
risky.
that's the thing. Like, even if they just took their P, Elon.
I mean, that's like a free airdrop. They can do it there,
and they like, and they just like, you know, provided one-sided liquidity. So they like set a limit order. Then they could just absorb, you know, any demand that there is and be cashing out to whatever they want.
So they're just selling. That's just selling.
But that's what being a liquidity provider is. You're selling without selling.
Yeah.
Well, not in the case that you said, where that's just, you said they would put it at one end. Like,
but being but that's what being a liquid. So even so, the majority of liquidity in Ethereum and Uniswap right now is one-sided. So that is the majority of providing liquidity now is not two-sided. And so it's just like, it's literally just like a limit order.
It's
like,
the positions with the NFTs, correct.
It's just a very small range. That's what's happening. It's like,
correct. But you could start out.
You have to remove it after it fills. Otherwise you just end up giving it back.
Correct.
So
as the price,
it's not exactly a limit order, and it's like, dude, there's no way they're gonna do that.
I didn't know they had all these dog coins. I mean, why would Aubrey not just dump the dog coins immediately?
I can't believe the cash basically dumped the problem on somebody else. It's so funny.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like, here you go, Aubrey. You hold my dog bag. Like, what?
Just like, I don't want to deal with this community.
Well,
here you go.
I mean, it's an opportunity for them to like. I think it's smart that they're not dumping the coins. Because think about it, that it makes them like the OA, and like the OA is what gives us confidence, right? In a way, except the OA isn't providing liquidity, which is super important if you want to be able to say that the OA has never sold and has been a net buyer, which makes Hex deflationary. Surprise, plot twist. But anyway, so like if people want to think about it and like, you know, let us know in the comments below, or you know, DM K4K Crypto, because he actually can
no more.
But I think like
what? Cut it.
I think if we can find a way, right? Because that's the point of PulseChain, is to bring in other communities to vampire attack everybody and give them a good experience. And so if there's a way that we can partner with anybody who has huge percentage supplies, you know, huge paper value, but they're not really sure what to do with it, you know, I'm sure that the Methuselah Foundation isn't the only one who's sitting there saying, how can I monetize this without wrecking my community or without doing something unfavorable to the community?
They could use their copied bags to like buy PulseX and stake it. Sell it for PulseX, the copied version only. I mean, they could be, because that's the only single-sided thing that you don't have to risk like impermanent loss. But I mean, they're still dumping their coin for something else. It's like, their coin isn't built in a way where they can earn trustless yield. They're just a worse product. So like, you're trying to give them trustless yield or something, but they can't get it.
How you mine dog coins? I'm not sure.
Well, I think like, so any crypto that has like buy pressure, right? Like, and has users and has demand and product market fit, like anybody who has an army of advertisers and stuff, like even though we're the best, right? Like there's people who come up second and third. And I think, you know, David, correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe part of the assumption that you're making on doing a ERC PRC pair, providing liquidity there between your wrapped tokens that you bridge in and, you know, your airdrop tokens, like you're kind of assuming that the Ethereum version is going to be worth more if you're saying that you don't want to lose those through impermanent loss. But if Pulse ends up becoming a more popular network, which is what we predict that it will, because it's vampire attacking every community everywhere and like putting people in situations where they're like, oh, I'll just dump like 40% in the supply of dog coins. Like there's going to be coins that do that, and they just come in and they dump everything, and you get amazingly good prices. And then everybody like gets scared off by the chart, and then, but they're paying attention, they're logged in, and now they're going to come back when you hit the bottom that you always hit, because it's psychological. Prices are psychological. So people are going to realize, they're going to find out from the contrarians in their community, oh shoot, now my, at least my ALLin, it's like going up 20% on days when my ALLin is going down 5%, and like, even if the prices aren't the same, all of a sudden you get people like FOMOing back in. And if those coins got bought up by strong hands at a super deep discount, that sets up every other coin to be even, like even better in terms of the price performance, perhaps. But then how crazy would it be if you were somebody who provided liquidity, you made a bet, you provided liquidity, you decided that you think that PulseChain, because it has lower fees and faster throughput and like is giving free money to the most people ever, if you think that's going to do better, then maybe it will be worth more on that network, and maybe you're going to come away, fabulously richer.
I think any projects who support PulseChain and make the switch will totally win, right? It's like the dog coin founders or whoever runs the dog coin thing, like they're going to have to say, hey, look, we support PulseChain now. Maybe they heard it from Aubrey because they're friends with the Methuselah Foundation. I still can't believe it. Sounds like they're cheating on us with a dog coin. Like, what the hell? I thought they loved Richard and Hex and PulseChain. Methuselah Foundation.
That's sense. Dog coins. Methuselah is like the parent
guy. Aubrey owns them both, right? Well,
Aubrey's
co-founded both.
Yeah. So it's like, well, okay, but all right, I'll get over it. But
feels cheated on, man.
Sadly, I feel like a lot of Ethereum projects, like the founders are just they're not going to figure it out. They're not going to realize PulseChain's there to save their asses, and they're not going to make the switch. Like Decentraland, Mana, for an example. If you have Mana and you hold it to the PulseChain fork, and then if the Mana team finally is like, hey, PulseChain's great, it'll save Decentraland, and then they make the switch, your P Mana will be worth so much freaking money, it'll blow your mind. But they got to make the switch. I'm very bearish on specific teams making the switch. They're too dumb. Like,
I'm bullish. Everybody goes to get their free money, and what they discover might shock them.
None of the interfaces are going to work. So like, you may have your P Mana, but like Decentraland.com doesn't work on PulseChain, right? You can't use it. So like, you're going to have all these coins, but like,
I think really a lot of these,
I don't know.
Yeah, these PRC20s are going to be sold for Pulse because that's what they're paired with, their thickest pair. So it's likely a lot of people will dump their PRC20s in relation to Pulse at the start, pre-bridge. And then, even whenever USDC comes in, maybe they'd sell their copies for that and exit. They're just out early, There's only so much they can dump. So, because like their ratio is going to be really low after they've dumped it into Pulse. And so that really shouldn't be worth too much USDC at that point. So like that's how I see a lot of PRC20s going in the beginning. I don't think PRC20s pump except for maybe Hex.
Yeah.
Hex's PRC20.
So the game theory is that they don't have front ends built. People grossly undervalue them, sell them for nothing, race to the bottom. Oh, yeah. Somebody buys them up, who then has an incentive to get the front end created. Like,
so you wait for it to dump like heck, and then you buy a big bag, and then you contact the developers and convince them and tell them how great PulseChain is. Genius.
Yeah. Vampire attack their devs, like.
But don't tell them till after you buy.
If you're getting coins for practically free because people are dumping them,
that's like insider
you know that they're going to work better. Except all you need is a front end. Like,
oh my gosh,
we made a front end for Hex in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, on the PulseChain testnet. Yep.
Hey, there's
other projects too that work.
Hey, Casey, what's going on? When airdrop projects to send sacrificers? Biased question. Thanks for your question, man. So there's something called PulseChain, and that will be airdropped in 4 more weeks to send sacrificers. But we also have heard that there may be other projects airdropping to that sacrifice set. I can't remember exactly who. Maybe
I've already
Motley or
heard of
somebody.
some that are being airdropped. I don't know if we should name them because I haven't looked into if they're a scam or not. But I've at least one name of a project that is going to airdrop to basically every sacrificer equally. It doesn't care how much you sacrifice, so it's just flat amount. So it doesn't care if you were a whale or not. You're getting the same amount. So I mean that's just free stuff. If it's worth more than the gas cost, someone gave you some free money. Crypto is the best.
And the contract's been audited, so when you activate it, it doesn't actually steal all your coins. But yes,
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
don't name it yet because
Yeah.
I haven't done any research into it. I just saw some tagline of we're giving it out this amount to everybody. It's like, all right, well, if it's not a scam, I'll take it.
Something to keep your eye on, right? Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
And Casey, I'm airdropping NFTs to like ongoing donors, and then I might work my way back into previous donors because I want to promote that. And that's a cool thing to me. So that will be dropping soon. Let me see. Speaking of airdrops, what's the deal with Hedron?
That darn exchange got back to me and they said the listing is from a different department to decide, so they can't give me any reply. They're like, tell me your promo rates, and I'm sending them to the trash can.
No, tell them your promo rate. Tell them your promo rate is being listed.
Oh, well, I mean,
there you
I'll
go.
go back in the trash later, maybe.
All right.
They'll have to contact the department or something. But it's
I'll
like,
have to watch the stream.
oh yeah, I guess that. Do you think that's worth it? Like I mentioned their exchange, and then they will. Well, do I trust them to like actually list it and follow through?
Well, you'll do your
Would they really
video
scam
upon
like that?
listing. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah, I guess I could say that. Like I'll talk about it after they've listed, and then I'll just mention them. Like, oh, you
Mhm.
can buy it here.
Yeah.
there you go.
That seems like a win because all
A
their
win.
users will get eyes on it.
Everybody wins.
We know not to go use centralized exchanges. I think we know that, right? And I'm not going to shill any referral link
Yeah.
or something like that. Like I don't care about that. I just want it to be listed there to get their centralized exchange users to know about our decentralized stuff. That's
True.
such a win, right?
Only a small portion, right? Because even there's like hexagons where Richard talks about Rolexes and Louis Vuitton, and then he's like, "You're not supposed to buy it, guys. Like you're not supposed
on,
to
guys.
sell your hex to buy that shit. Like, duh.
Yeah.
It's to attract new people, man. Like,
I'm literally going to say that my promo rate is listing. Get wrecked. That's awesome.
so what were you saying, Maddie, before that?
I was gonna say something about how it's unfavorable to say that the OA is gonna emergency and stake everybody. And
yeah, what's up with Hedron? Yeah, you said something's up. I don't know.
yeah, Hedron is like giving lots of money to people, man.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
And I wanted to like throw out some math on that, and you know, then the haters can suck it.
Yeah, I mean, there were some hexagons out there who are, you know, I won't name. I know people on both sides of both camps because I go wherever the hell I want, right? I do whatever I please. So, I mean, I know hexagons who sold Hedron at the top and swapped it to hex at the bottom, right? Like if hex was 10 cents, Hedron was, you know, like 4 zeros and a 1.
I think Hexo did that.
Yeah, that's yeah. Hexo is a perfect example of that. He did that too.
He was like, "Hey, this worked for me in the past with the uni airdrop. Look how much better it paid off for me." So
Always
it's like
works out,
he's
man.
playing a already winning strategy. We'll see if it works this time, Cotton.
Totally, dude. When you get a free airdrop, you swap that shit to hex as fast as you can, man. You'll never be
It's
disappointed.
paid off
I
every
swear.
time.
Every time, man. Every time.
Oh my
It's so
gosh.
good. You know, full disclosure, I personally saved some of my Hedron. I didn't sell all of it, but you think I didn't take some profits on a free airdrop? Are you crazy? Like, you think I didn't buy hex at 10 cents? What? Like, come on. Like,
Yeah. we were up over like 55% in a few days. Just a few days ago. I mean, we're even like what 14.8? All right, 48%. Nice. That's pretty good. It's way better than Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're not up 48%.
I know, right? Totally.
Oh,
And
man.
people should like claim their bonus multiplier now. It's still a 7x. It goes down every 10 days. So Get out there and claim your Hedron, people. I still don't like wrapped stakes, but Hedron, pays pretty well, pays the bills to reverse aging and stuff. So I guess I like it from that perspective. I just made up some random numbers. Okay. So if let's say you're a dolphin. Let's say you have 3,690 T shares. So obviously we love
It's like a high
everybody,
dolphin.
no
Yeah.
matter how many T-shirts they have. Some people, I think it's still profitable if gas fees are low enough. Even if you have one T-share, you might want to claim your Hedron if it's like $5 to claim it or mint it. I mean, and whatever. So if the value of Hedron's let's say it's 5 zeros and a 3, like 300, whatever. Fractions of a penny, 0.000003. Then a high level dolphin is making like $130 a day
Just
In
on
Hedron.
Hedron. Yeah.
for the future until their average stake length ends. So if your average stake length as a
What
regular
price
Hex
is Hedron?
user
Doesn't
is
it matter on the price?
6.3. So it's like $130 if Hedron is like 5 zeros and a 3.
Is that what it is now?
A little
It's
under 5
yeah.
zeros and a 2.
But so it's like that's kind of what it's been at for, let's say, since the beginning of the Hex conference. It went from it did a 5 or 10x from where it started, and then it was floating around in 200 all the way up to 600, 650, and then went back down to 300, and then went down to 150 or 200, and now it's in between 200 and 300. But so that's yearly, that's 50K.
At
so
this
if
price,
you're
that's kind of nutty.
yeah. So if you're staked for an average of 6.3 years, that means you're getting 6 times $50,000 in future from Hedron if it stays that price, which who knows. But then so yeah, and if you're 2 years in, let's say you're a stake wrap or somebody else, you have a 10, 11 year average stake length, then even if you're selling your Hedron that you've earned up into this point, you're still only getting rid of 20% of your bag because 80% is yet to come.
Wow, sounds like a lot of dumping.
Sounds like free money to me.
Free money, free
great.
longevity research, free
love
Hex, free whatever
Yeah,
your
man.
heart desires.
Free money. Make it rain.
That's right.
Nice.
Thank you, Alex, for that one. Yep.
That's some of the math behind, where some people are sitting. So if you're, even if you have one T share, you might consider claiming.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. Even if you have 100 B shares, that's still in your, let's say you did a 5-5-5-5, but you only have 100 B shares because you only had 1,000 Hex. I'd still claim because, man, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, who knows where Hex and Hedron could be? Who knows? Could blow your mind.
Yeah, those were static numbers based on the current price, right? It's likely to probably go up more again at some point in those 6
Probably.
years.
It's really hard to say with so much supply still out there.
You don't think it'll ever make a new all-time high within that time?
Well,
I mean, of course, it'll go up and down, but it's
and the minting rate is deflationary over the long term, just like T shares are. So in theory, over time, there should be less and less inflation. Theoretically.
Huh. Interesting.
But who knows? That's years though. It's a slow game. It's a war of attrition. It's can you hold for 5 years, 10 years? So it's more of a steady drip. It's almost like just little dividends, or what is they call them divs. It's just that slow drip and it adds up over time.
yeah.
This exchange, they're like, it's not fair enough if I only do one dedicated video to their exchange to list those 3 coins. They said it's not fair enough. I was like,
Well, tell them
why?
if they
What are
think that you're such a good streamer, tell them that it is good. That it is a good
True.
deal.
True. I'll deal with them later.
Fair
I don't know. It's
price.
kind of just funny at this point because I've heard of their exchange before. It's not like a terrible one, I don't think. But
Oh my God, that reminds me. We have a prediction for the major Pulse exchange listing.
Well, yeah. What do you think?
whose prediction is it? Your prediction, Maddie?
So it was my prediction that I remembered, and then you said it. You said it, man, and you're right. I was already thinking that, and I was like, "How can I go back?" And I was searching through Richard videos for
I
when that
remember.
happened.
I just remember, dude.
It's awesome.
Yeah, you saw it. You saw the guy in the chat.
I couldn't find it, and then you said it, and I remembered.
Wait,
Okay.
tell me. So who is it? Go ahead.
So a couple of months ago on Twitter Spaces, near the very end of the space, Richard Hart was like telling somebody, yeah, like I'll meet with you after this. Like if you're really the exchange, representative that you say you are, like, yeah, I'll meet with you. And he's like, just message me at my Telegram. And he was like trying to spell it out. And the guy was like, and he was like, fine, message me on Twitter. Right? So if you listen to that, you might remember. That might jog your memory for some people. But because it's a Twitter space, it's not like in the YouTube archives of Richard Hart. So K4K, with his brilliant memorization and good sleep habits so that he can back up his memory data, was able to remember the name of the exchange is...
All right, Feeder, you got it? Feeder with the mic.
I don't.
K4K.
I was guessing crypto.com. I thought it was Roger Ver and crypto.com.
I think it's OKX. That's the people who kept trying to reach out to Richard. They were in YouTube chats too. That's what I remember it from. But you're saying you hear it from a Twitter space. That's also
okay.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was.
So yeah, that was from a while ago, and I don't see. Maybe like if it was a real guy, it's like 100% they're gonna list. If it was a fake guy, then obviously it's probably not. But like, why would the OKX guy be talking to Richard? And if he ever got in a conversation with Richard, you know that Richard convinced him to do it, right? Like if Richard is talking to some guy who's working at that company, they're convinced. It's my opinion.
So this is still speculation. That's why it's a prediction, people. Okay. But we're just putting together the pieces because Richard left a breadcrumb trail. He said the reason he's not announcing it is because they could be, trying to stab him in the back, basically. Like he doesn't want to say things that aren't true. He knows that the company in question has hired devs to create the listing stuff that they need. And so that's pretty exciting to me. I know that I've heard several Hex streams where people were beating around the bush or
I got some
like
information
nailing
on
it like K4K. So
I got some information on OKX. They're a global crypto asset trading platform. They've had over 25 billion trades with a total trading volume of over 21 trillion in 2021 and
what?
They have
That's a lot of
20 million users 20 million users over 100 countries.
Right at the bottom of their website, it says OKX products are not available in the United States due to local laws and regulations.
Hey, good reason to get a
Start
VPN.
verification if you live outside this region and can provide a government issued ID with your
you have to
address.
use KYC anyway.
Wah, wah. Well,
but yeah, so
cool,
we
I guess.
probably can't even unless you get a fake ID. So
their first picture on the homepage is some like stupid punk NFT. Oh man, well this is dud news, man.
But they have 20 million.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
this is one of the biggest exchanges in the world.
It's huge.
And
just
20
because it
million
doesn't users, dude.
From what? From where? None of them are American. So where's that from? Like I don't know.
Hey, what's wrong with the
they're big in Asia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
And the Asians pump it. They pump it while you're sleeping.
Good. That's great. All right. There you go. Okay. Sold. I'm sold.
That's the tagline for the sleep headband.
They pump it while you sleep.
Alzheimer's cure. They pump it while you sleep. Sponsored by OKX.
I mean, I hope it is them, but people thought maybe Crow because their token showed up on the testnet. But
Yeah.
I don't know if OKX even has a token. If they had one, maybe it would be there. But
I think it's good news because if they're signaling this, it means that they're not playing this corrupt game. Like they are actually in it to win it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there'll be an on-ramp to the new, better for the environment, not proof of work network. You know, maybe move away from that Bitcoin stuff that got all banned over in that China zone. You know, they're like, well, PulseChain's looking pretty good for our users. So
that's cool. I mean,
take that poison pill.
We'll take it. We'll take all the onboarding and support we can get, I suppose.
Yeah. OKX.
Yeah. So that's my guess. If it turns out to be OKX, then I get to be happy. If not, I'm very sad. I love the Twitter posts where someone's like Bitcoin price will be this tomorrow, or else I delete this tweet. It's so good because you're like, oh, win either way. Heads I win, tails you lose. Lol. Those tweets make me laugh. You never see them when they're wrong.
Yep.
You don't see it. Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm excited. As soon as we're done with the show, I'm going to the website that Richard tweeted out for the sacrifice calculator.
Yep.
So that's out there, everybody. Check your balances.
Mm-hmm. I think you can even just type in your address or copy it. You don't have to actually like connect your MetaMask or anything.
Oh, perfect.
But I mean, yeah, you can do that because I did it from my test wallet. So
sweet.
Yeah.
Good. So
it didn't work for me on the first try, like 10 seconds after it came out. So
you probably just didn't get any allocation. Remember, you just did it for a political statement.
Oh, I shouldn't have said that live.
Yeah, they kept track. They're like, oh, that guy didn't want coins. All right.
I knew that OA was watching this show. Damn it.
Somehow he knew your address. I don't know how, but
Maddie.eth. I don't know.
Is that really where you sacrificed from?
Can't find me.
Yeah. That'd be pretty sus.
That'd be bogus. That'd be bogus. I'm out here like fighting for the cause, saying like, yeah, I sacrificed. I don't expect anything. Like, sorry, one user deleted.
Yeah, Maddie.eth blacklisted. Oh no.
Wrecked. Rugged from the start. Watching everyone else's bags multiply, and you're just like, "Ooh, man, my freedom of movement, so good right now,
so good."
Oh man, you can run anywhere you want.
Oh, that's funny.
The more you sacrifice, the better you feel, right, Maddie?
That's right. I've been to a point. I mean, I can already move. All right, so like, we don't have to take it too far.
Let's go.
Oh, comedy.
Okay, we already talked about that cool airdrop calculator that I hope someone else puts effort into. Because I mean, it's like, I don't want to spend my time on that. I'd rather make videos. I like the stuff I'm already doing decent at.
Yeah, there are a lot of smart people who watch this, so somebody might do it.
I was gonna say, now that you threw it out there, there's plenty of web devs. I mean, even
I reached out to Victor. I hope they think it's smart. Plus, I think someone was that one of you guys who mentioned integrating it with Free Pulse. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've just had them do it. Yeah, they've already got a beautiful website. It works great. Just have them freepulse.io.
If they build it, they can have as much branding of their own stuff on it as they want. If they build it, right? So that gets more people to their site and gets more people over to PulseChain. Yeah. Awesome shareable link.
Mm-hmm.
Because
there
whoever
are
builds
also
it,
there's some airdrop calculators that already exist.
Like a pre-rolled one, you can like
for Ethereum, right?
It's called Claimable. Yeah, it's called Claimable.
Yeah, I've heard of this. Where you can just put in your Ethereum address and then it shows any airdrops you're eligible for. So I mean, literally, you could just fork this and use it for PulseChain to be perfect. It's great.
Google.com claimable.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's just like the one Richard did, sort of.
It's claimable.bearcell.app. I just put it in the chat.
Bearcell? Like BEAR?
It's on the screen now.
Vercel.
Whatever that means.
Wait, is that the? 1 second.
Unless they like bought .io finally. Oh,
Okay.
it's
Oh, they already
Ernie.fi.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Well, they must have done something with Vercel.app because that's what the PulseChain sacrifice checker is as well. So that's like they've already worked with that code.
Really?
Or I mean, at least it uses the same ending suffix. I don't know if that has anything to do code wise.
Don't say.
No, if you look
I
at the
bet it
thing
does.
Richard posted, it's PulseChain-sacrifice-checker.vercel.app.
Oh, well, then he's already using it. Well, there you go. That's exactly what this
Ooh.
is.
Interesting.
So you could program it to show every PRC20 for your wallet as well. You could have it do everything in one shot. Totally doable.
Wow, how nice would that be?
If you get it done by next week, you can come on the show. Whoever
Yeah,
it is.
they can show some stuff.
That's a bounty right there. Bounty reward.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I would share that. That would get me excited if someone made it super easy for me to see how much free money I got over there.
Show your friends, other people on Ethereum, and say, hey, you're into these coins. Check this out.
And you can get that going on like TikTok and stuff. It's super easy. It's like, go to this and it'll tell you how much free money you have if you had anything on Ethereum.
Oh
how
my
easy is
God.
that?
Perfect TikTok video. Perfect.
Oh man. Oh yes.
Oh, Vercel just hosting. Okay. So all right. So it's just a hosting platform. Gotcha.
Oh, very sad. Very sad news.
Wow.
Oh well. I don't think it should be that difficult.
No,
We're a
should be.
co-hosting platform.
It's
so.
picking up price feeds.
The hardest
and
problem would
then
be which
checking
PRC20s you want to show.
addresses.
It's like there could be thousands, dude. It's like, do you have to like manually code in every like contract address that you want to show the user? Like that might take you a
you
little
can
bit.
get those token lists. You can get token lists. Like shouldn't be too hard.
Are the
token
contract addresses the same?
Yep. Shib's is. I mean, I checked that. It's the exact same.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a fork, right? Yeah, they all match. So that's true.
You just have to
take
point
from
it at the other server and run the same code.
Yeah, so literally, this Earn5 website, you could just change the blockchain
what?
you're looking at.
Earn5. What am I doing?
Or it's
Earn.
EARNI.fi. Ernie.fi. Ernie.fi.
What does this even do?
This is the coin checker.
Really? So something about easy website builder.
And it already works for
What?
Ethereum, Cosmos, BSC, and EVM.
Future home of earn.fi. Did I spell it wrong?
Yeah.
Probably.
How?
It's like ear NI.
Oh, Ernie.fi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, try that on Ethereum. And then like for me, it says I've already claimed my uni tokens. It's like $4,500 and it says you've already done this. And it's like grayed out, but it'll show you if you're due any airdrops.
Oh, let me try it. Well, never mind. Not gonna do it. Check it later.
But good idea. Very
Sweet.
good idea. That would be a great onboarding tool.
Ernie.fi. Interesting. Maybe they have a GitLab or GitHub or something. Writing this down over here. I have so many different ideas I want to try out. Ernie.fi.
Yeah, so if we can like, I don't know. I think there could be some promotional stuff we could do like with the Methuselah people with their dog coins, like just to show them on the testnet how many coins they have and how it shows
I mean,
up
if
and
that guy
everything.
talks to the community and they actually listen to him, you could just tell him about his free coins and they're going to tell their users about the coins. That's pretty much what you want. You just want the users to know about it. You don't really care what the guy does with the 300 million coins, right? You just care that the users figure out about it because he's not supposed to sell his coins anyway. He's just supposed to sit on them.
Yeah, I think like it'd be cool just for it to be like a test case and like a proof of concept that like, we can come up with the strategies that people need in order to, you know, earn some yield on their free copies. Because I think that's part of the point of the network. And we're advanced enough to appreciate that it's not like that even the freemium comes at a cost, because you're having to choose like winners and losers with impermanent loss and that sort of thing. But I think we generated some good questions about whether V3 can work. Uniswap V3, can that work on the testnet? Can that work on PulseChain? That sort of thing.
Oh, that's something I should try. Oh, why haven't I tried that yet? I need to see if I can interact with V3 just through the contracts and see if I can buy up the liquidity there on
and do one-sided,
Why
do
haven't I done that?
one-sided liquidity.
I'm gonna do that. Check it out.
Because if the AMM bot does not harvest that liquidity on the first day, anybody like yourself with the technical skills to go there, you'll be able to go sell a little bit of PRC20s and like drain all the pulse out of all the pairs.
Yeah, I would just put a little bit of pulse in and it'd be like, boom, it's because you only need like 1,000 pulse in what was like 100, like say it was 100 ETH a pair or something on the Ethereum side. If you have 1,000 pulse, that's as if you put in 1,000 ETH in a way to the contract. That's all it cares about is the number. It doesn't know that that's a way less dollar amount. And so you get like you take 99% of the pool with that, basically, if you put in 1,000 pulse into a pool like that. So that's the same thing in V3, similar, I would think. So you can get like retarded amount if it's possible. But I think if it's that easy, I've already I'm not sure. Maybe it's like slightly different because it's like an NFT of the position, and maybe it's just too hard to use the contract somehow. But I'm gonna try and figure it out. See if I can purchase any of it, and if I can, then you would think that they can run a bot that could buy it, the cheaper ones.
But there are edge cases where the bot's not going to know which one's more valuable because the humans haven't come along to decide that yet.
What do you mean?
Like so the fixer bot's going to go through and like fix some of the ratios, but not all of them, right? That's what we're thinking Richard has said. But the reason it's not fixing all of them is because it can't even tell whether they're valuable coins or not. And so it's just going to assume like a whitelist. That like Pulse, it's going to assume that Pulse is like more valuable. You know, there's going to be some cutoff basically.
Oh yeah, I definitely proved that because I said if I could make a rogue pool, if you have like any amount of ETH, you can make a pool that will give you personally free Pulse. You can do it. If you just create any pool, you give yourself all the other tokens, and then you set some ratio, and then you put in all the Pulse or all the ETH in there. If no one else has the tokens, there's no risk of someone like selling or buying it. Only you have it. No one can get your ETH. So, but whenever the fork happens, you can withdraw the Pulse whenever you sell your copied tokens to yourself to that pool, because the AMM bot put a bunch of Pulse in there into the Pulse X DEX after it bought up your whatever token you created. Doesn't have any value, but they value your ETH at whatever ratio it was. And so you can get like tons of Pulse if you.
But they're not gonna let that fly very much.
That's right. That's why it won't ever happen, because it's a whitelist.
Yeah, so that's like a false, or sorry, that's like
it won't happen.
What's the opposite of a false positive? It's like a anyway, like that's like one case of where it's going to be more cautious, right? Because it suspects that you're trying to game the system. But then there are going to be true positives that it is categorizing falsely. So like basically there are going to be some that do have value and it can't tell that. And so you come along and then you can do the harvesting where the bot left off, basically.
Yeah.
I think this is what's going to delay PulseChain a little longer, is getting that part perfect. And
but Richard said, who cares if people get
like if we had to launch, then some arbor is going to get some like extra PRC20s, but
it's not ideal. It's not great.
Like if we can avoid it, it's just like
if
we can do it in a couple weeks, we can delay it a little bit.
Yeah.
But remember, there are 50,000 coins on Ethereum.
Yeah, but it's a power law distribution. Like only like the top 100 have much liquidity. There's like not very many. There's not like tons of liquidity over all 50,000, right? It's like some of them have this much liquidity, like 10 cents or something. It's like, oh, that was a rug pull, but it still counts as 2 coins in there. And then
Think about it. Think about all the NFTs. Like that's one case of like things that are like so bucketed off by themselves that like they're not even fungible with everything else. So like you've got millions and millions and millions of like these separate buckets that just have one thing in them, and the bot isn't going to give any value to that. But if those people want to dump those valuable NFTs because they think they're worthless, then the fixer bot hasn't fixed that ratio, but you can come in and create the market.
The Uniswap V3 NFTs?
No. I'm talking about real, like actual, like stupid JPEGs.
Oh, like, I don't think those go into liquidity pools. It's like,
well, but they have order books, kind of like they have.
Those are auctions, though.
Yeah.
I think if those are auctions. So like, if you have to go to OpenSea and then like you got to like buy it. So like, I don't think the owner of the NFT they can't dump it for ETH because somebody's got to buy it. They're just selling. Like,
well, that's what I'm saying is that they would be.
It doesn't work that way.
I wonder if are those NFTs going to be listed like on an OpenSea that's forked?
Here's a warning. Here's a warning from Alex. This is actually a problem. If you've got NFTs on Ethereum, I don't care what kind of NFT it is. If you have an open auction on OpenSea during the fork, your NFT is going to get stuck in the OpenSea contract and you're going to get screwed. So this is a warning to all Hexicans. If you got NFTs, bring them to your wallet now and make sure you got control, because otherwise you're going to get locked up in OpenSea smart contract and then there's no front end on PulseChain and then you're stuck.
Do you mean it's locked because there's no front end, or it's locked and there's no front end?
Like,
why is it locked? Just because it's PulseChain?
You're locked because there's no front end. Because you can't interact.
I thought you were saying it was locked and there's no front end. So I was wondering what the locking was. Okay, if there's no front end, you can't.
There's no front end. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could still get it without the front end.
Good luck. Good luck. Yeah, they better be
like
smart,
not the average user, but like
it's gonna take a lot of research to do that. That would take me like how many days would that take me to figure out, man? Like that'd be a pain in my ass.
Once you figure it out, you can buy everything on the open market easily.
Yeah. So NFTs, get off OpenSea, man. You don't want to be on there for the fork. That goes for those, like in Hedron, those HSI stakes, for example. Like if you got them listed on there, better pull them because you'll be screwed. You want to have them in your wallet, full control. I even took some of mine and un-NFT'd them and returned them back into a regular stake again because I don't even want to deal with that. Screw OpenSea. Don't even want to deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think like that's an extreme example, right? Where there's like, that's one end of the spectrum where there's like an NFT and like you're doing an auction, and there's just one of one. But I think that there are coins like in between still that maybe the bot will miss, or that it'll just be, there are some things that are like, 10,000x is a big mispricing for even things that really don't have that much value, So I think that there will be a line drawn somewhere to where the bot isn't trying to fix things because it doesn't want to get things wrong. It doesn't want to have errors of, commission or something, instead of errors of omission either. Like it doesn't want any errors in its pricing, but it's not going to give a bunch of pulse to people who are sketchy. But some of those sketchy people will have value because the bot hasn't fixed their price. And remember also that that the system will probably be programmed to ongoingly compete with you to fix the prices. So Richard also announced recently in Twitter Spaces last week that one of the solutions to not knowing exactly what the fixing should be is to go into the market in waves, basically. Well, what is it called? Like you're entering over time. So it's the fixer bot is also probably going to have the ability to not do all of the fixing all at once, but to fix as it goes, because it's going to have way more true signal to noise when it can basically like see, what everybody's like
Oh,
trying to
I
fix
see what you're
on their
saying.
own.
No, I think the bot runs all the way at the start, but it can hold that liquidity and choose to deploy it later over time. So like it's not going to keep doing the buying up because it's going to buy up all the PRC20 from like the Uniswaps and stuff. And then it has all that PRC20 and it mints all that pulse, but it doesn't have to deploy all the pulse and all the PRC20 at the same time. It could do 10% and then another 10% over the next week instead of all of it at once. And then it's just like tons of liquidity for people to dump and get out and get pulse. It's going to do a little bit so people can, if they want to sell a big bag of it, they're going to get more slippage and get less pulse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know about that. That sounds like a smart feature.
So that was
Okay.
kind of like we kind of stormed that one up because giving all that liquidity at once is kind of asking to get dumped into.
Yes.
And there's really no reason to not do over time. Seems to be fine.
And it gets you there faster with more accuracy.
Faster where? Faster what?
To mainnet, because you don't have to run as many simulations and try to like figure out what everything's going to be. You can kind of play your hand as it goes instead of playing all your hands ahead of time.
And is this a real feature Richard talked
Scaling in, that's what he called it. Scaling in to the liquid,
Yeah.
the
Scales the
fixing and
liquidity and
liquidity.
yeah.
So by scaling in, that's a major leap forward in the problem solving and solutions that you need instead of trying to predict an unpredictable market and all of like the shenanigans that people are going to pull to try to get rich off the launch. But he also said that there's going to be, that they're not, that's one solution and that could work well. But also, I mean, there is some value to having like the edge cases be decided by the humans and not the bot, because that makes the game more interesting for people.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a little Easter eggs out there. And if you're really technical and really savvy, maybe you'll get a sweet gem on the first day. And like, like that's cool, man. That's cool. Give a dog a bone, it's like bury it in the yard, be like, go find it.
That's right.
Well, here's an interesting thing. If we think the average price or whatever of the starting, oh man. Oh, yeah. Okay, so if the average price is, 1/10,000th of a dollar is what people paid, we can kind of guess, okay, maybe Pulse will start around that price. We'll say that. Because people are likely not to sell it for a loss day one. That's my guess. Because only the people who can sell it are people who paid for it, mostly. Now, the airdropped coin people, they can trade their free stuff that they've gotten. They didn't pay anything. They can trade that for Pulse. So they can be cash positive selling it because they didn't pay anything. So they can sell Pulse down for free. So how much do they get for free? Now, Richard has said, okay, Vitalik gets $30 worth for his 300,000 Ethereum. That is true. But what's unsaid is all the airdroppers are getting whatever percent the AMM bot picks up or creates. And how much is that? Because they can dump their free stuff for that for free. They didn't pay anything, right? So what percentage is that, and how much will this AMM bot have in its liquidity pools, kind of dollar-wise, if we assume the Pulse has that value of the USD value, right? That's where we're getting it from because that's what people are less likely to sell it for lower than. Even though there's no USD there, as soon as it does get there, I doubt we're going to sell it for less than that. So that kind of scales those liquidity pools of whatever it's paired against. You're like, okay, then that amount in the ratio to Pulse, that's going to be the same dollar value. So we've got we were guessing it's between I think it's more like 1% of the total supply will be minted. Richard thinks it's 2.5% or 2.25%. I don't think it's that much because, well, anyway, just based off of how much the bot has to mint. So 1% of the total supply is 1.3 trillion. If we have 130 trillion, if we go by my low guess of how much the bot has to mint to fill up these pools and stuff. And so you can kind of guess how much liquidity and dollar amount is going to be there if you were to deploy it all at once. So 1.3 trillion times, I'd have to do the math. 1 second here. Wolfram Alpha, save me.
Yeah.
I love Wolfram Alpha.
Alpha.
Same.
1.3 trillion times 1.3 trillion times 0.000. So this is like the lowest price probably that someone would pay.
Yeah, call it the floor, right? That's the pulse price floor, as low as it
So-
goes.
Mm-hmm. That is 130 million for the pulse, just the pulse itself. So that means there's actually 260 million in liquidity if you count the value of the PRC20s as being equal to it. So likely, like that's how much would if you put it all out there right away in all of Pulse land. So whenever people were to like sell, if it routes through the most liquid pairs, you're kind of able to get to all that liquidity. That's like the total amount. So that's kind of their starting liquidity if it were to deploy it all at once. And that's the low end, in my opinion. So it's kind of smart to put in just a little bit at the start so that big dumpers don't actually remove tons and tons of US dollars that could be coming in. You don't want them to be able to exit with, oh, we don't like this chain. Let's exit with the max amount and dump this stuff like a lot and kind of stunt the growth. So if you just do a little bit at a time, then they can't really get a bunch out of it at the start. So I think it's pretty smart to scale in. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna have like an issue of huge. I don't think we're gonna have a long situation of, oh, why isn't it going up? I feel like it's gonna be crazy at the start, upwards. Just like Ethereum, where it launches at like a crazy 10x valuation, and then we have a dump, and then it doesn't go below what we paid, and then it goes up again. That's my guess.
And if PLS goes up and there's lots of other things that have their liquidity tied to PLS, then the value of those things goes up based on Hart's law.
And I think most people who do know about Pulse aren't trying to just sell and leave. Those people will come like way later, in my opinion. Because if people who are following along this whole time are probably bullish on the whole thing, not trying to sell their bag real early.
Yeah.
So
the smart money's going to be flowing in, and then the dumb money's flowing out. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, why'd you leave the best chain to ever exist,
It's
buddy?
like we just started day one, and you're already bridging out. Are you crazy? Like the party just started. Like
back to the ETH fees.
I'm bridging
with you.
stuff into PulseChain.
But yeah,
so I can
like
go shopping.
the thing I was thinking of was like if we do launch at 10x the price, like when USD comes in, then that would mean, well, because what's crazy is I think those first 2 days of trading is it's going to really change the ratio of how much of those PRC20s are in the pair versus there's actually going to be a lot more PRC20 because I think they're going to sell a bunch of PRC20 to get more pulse, so there'll be less pulse in there, but tons of PRC20 because it's less rare. It only deals with ratios, and so pulse could be worth 10x, and then so it wouldn't be like, oh no, now it's 1.3 billion in liquidity, because I don't think it'll be equal anymore. It'll be mostly like there's way less pulse now, making pulse very expensive, and it's fine. And then the PRC20s are less expensive. So it should kind of balance out from the early trading of people dumping early before the bridge comes. I think that's probably why they're even doing the delay of the bridge, just for that reason. Yeah. Just some theory stuff, it's like there's there's too much to be like, oh, this is definitely what's going to happen. It's just kind of some numbers that are like, interesting. That's kind of like some liquidity you might see there. Decent. And it's all based off of if you don't think we're going to go below the SAC price either. So.
I think it's likely we're going to do what Ethereum did. Hex had a similar launch phase to EOS. Man, that starting out chart looked almost identical. It was Richard called it like spot on. He said exactly what to do. So looking at history, if you look at the old ETH chart from their day one and look at it for 1 year,
dude,
be what Pulse does.
Oh man,
could be.
Yeah, I haven't even done. Why haven't I made a video just showing, hey, if we do exactly what ETH did in the first year, maybe that's what we do, but better maybe. Should make a video. That seems like a good one. Wait, Maddie, what's the video you're making? You were making a video? Or you just trolling earlier? You had some cool video you were talking about. It was a good idea.
I was not trolling. It's the average number of days held for Bitcoin versus Hex.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's like
It's like
2000 something versus
yeah, it's
45.
like
It's like,
2,300 versus 45.
how did you get those numbers?
Coinbase and the average stake length in Hex.
Mm.
So 6.3 years times 365
Mhm.
days in a year versus whatever Coinbase is showing for their users for Bitcoin, which is like.
So they just have that? They're
Good
just like,
enough.
yeah, our users sell this often or something, or what?
Mhm. Yep, it says
I
that right on
mean,
Coinbase. When you click on the asset, it shows you average user hold time.
now I have to look it
Wow.
up because
Yeah,
I'm
it's right on their
quoting
page.
it
US dollar
repetitively.
coin is like
So-
And
11
I'm not
days.
sure that that's correct.
Yeah,
So
I forget what ETH is. Probably the
Oh,
same.
dude. All right.
month
I
and a
was
half.
totally wrong. 110 days.
Lols.
That's
3 months.
twice as long.
3 months.
Versus
That's all
what,
they can hold
2,300?
until they
Yeah.
dump it.
It's so funny. They came up with HODL. Does hold on for dear life mean hold on for
It's
less
quarterly.
than a third of a year?
I hodl for a quarter.
Yeah. Hold for a quarter
That's
and then
crazy,
sell
dude.
it for a
Yeah.
loss.
That's
Like,
ridiculous.
We've been
Lols.
going up like in thirds of a year, like so often.
Yeah, doesn't Hex like on average double every 90 days?
That hold time, man, it's up to almost, it's up 3x, so it's up like 100% a year.
Yeah, dude. That's some good stuff. We got them beat. We got more diamond hands than they have. That's for sure.
So you released a whole video on that, or just a chart or something?
I've like talked about it before, but I have lots of good ideas that people don't like really
Oh,
hear.
that just seemed. I just
Usually,
never heard that.
you have to
That's
like
really
you have to have
cool.
the right timing for like this kind of stuff. Is like people aren't ready to hear it when you're just like figuring it out for the first time. You have to. It's like when I said that. Oh, I can ES everybody. Like, I'll just bring that up in like 6 months when people are ready to hear it. But like that's so it can't do that. But I was making a point. And people have come to my defense and been like, yeah, we know what you were talking about because we watch your channel, because we've heard your ideas. And it's like, it's all a social, like, I'm just saying what RH is saying, like, it's the social consensus. But at the same time, that's like, it's not good marketing. Like, I'm not going to tell new people that. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's all a social consensus network. And if we don't remember that, then we're going to get freaked out by things that we don't need to get freaked out about, because it's not a bug. It's a feature that the humans can fix the things when they go wrong, as long as we know how it went wrong and like what the thing is, what our North Star was in the first place. It's like time locking and paying your future self, like pumpamentals, like supply and demand. That's
yeah, that was funny during the debate today. One of the guys said pumpamentals, and Richard's like, I coined that
invented
term,
that.
though.
Literally.
And the guy, oh my, just so wrecked.
Yeah.
So wrecked.
Yeah. And they talked about this exact topic during the talk too, where Richard told the guy, hey, look, Bitcoin is a socially enforced consensus network. You can fork Bitcoin whenever you want. It's changeable. And the guy couldn't believe it. He's like, no, Bitcoin can't be changed. Bitcoin's money that never changes. And Richard's like, it literally isn't. He's like, Hex
He's
is
like, look at the
literally
white
better.
paper, bro. It's different.
Yeah.
Like, how can you get
Bitcoin
more wrecked
can
than
be
look at
changed.
it's not peer-to-peer digital cash. You know
Yeah.
that, right? The guy's
Yeah.
like,
Like Hex is more immutable and unchangeable than Bitcoin is. Literally. Like, oh man, domination.
I was trying to say that about Hex. I was trying to say, like, it's all good, but like, this is a thing. And I got so much hate from the OGs. Like,
did it make you say OGs?
You gotta watch what you say around here, Wait till people are ready to hear it.
All right, well, we're almost at 2 hours. We should probably wrap this bad boy up. Put a bow on it.
Yeah. This has been another great episode. Thanks for being here, guys.
Oh yeah, fun as always. I love Tuesday nights.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Should we hear from Santa one more time?
Always. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm trying to teach you about the blockchain, man.
Dude,
can you please let me
they're all
teach you?
shit coins. It doesn't matter.
It matters because people are losing money on them, okay? I'm trying to save people. Just learn. I'm telling you, this only takes a minute.
Stop being Jesus Christ, for fuck's sake.
He was skinny. I'm more like a Santa. So we've had Bitcoin with 2 inflation bucks.
Good one.
Thank you. Bitcoin